Hey guys, this is Oscar back at again doing another weekend project. Today we're going to do something easy, simple, and fixable. We're going to replace the rear upper control arms on this 5 Series BMW. Let me show you what we're going to do. Alright, so this is a part number. And this is actually what we're going to go ahead and change. This is actually the rear upper control arm, and this is going to be the, I want to say, the passenger side. And this one actually comes with the actual self-locking nut that we're going to go ahead and put here. Alright, so again, I'm going to show you exactly why I'm going to change this. I took my vehicle to get in alignment, and the technician advised me that there was some play on my passenger side wheel. So after further inspection, and I got home, after further inspection, I started to move the rear wheel. And I'll show you guys right now what to look for. Okay, so when I got home, I started to inspect the wheel, and at first I thought it was the wheel bearing. Let me show you why. Whenever you want to check the wheel bearing, you want to go ahead and put your hand on the 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock to see if it shakes. If it does, go ahead and also check the 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock. Let me show you what type of play it has. So if you see that it's moving, so at first I thought it was probably the wheel bearing, because even when I do side to side, check this out. And then you can hear a noise. I guess the noise is what really kind of got my attention. See if you can hear it. So I ordered the wheel bearings, but again, I wanted to go ahead and further inspect the vehicle. So I went a step further, and I'm going to show you guys what I found out. Okay, so this is actually the upper control arm. Check this out, guys. So I was just kind of messing around with certain things, and I put my pry bar here. Check this out. Look at this play. I don't know if you guys could see that. Let me try one more time. See that play? And I found out also this one was having the same issue, and this one's pretty bad. Check this out. Watch this. Let me see if I can get you guys. See that? I don't know if you guys can see that play. So today we're going to go ahead and change the upper control arm, just because I could definitely hear that clunking sound. Check this out. See that play? So we're going to go ahead and do a video on how to change that. So let's go and get started, guys. Alright guys, so let's go and remove the rim. So now that you have the rim off, we're going to expose the actual upper control arm, which is this part right here, and it's connected to the actual steering knuckle right here. So the first thing we're going to do, we're just going to go ahead and use a flathead screwdriver to unclip. This is actually holding a couple components. It's holding actually the wheel bearing sensor that goes here to the steering knuckle. So all we have to do, we're just gonna have to unclip this like so. Let me show you. And that's going to allow us to remove this plastic bracket that's holding that the wheel sensor, speed sensor, and also the brake sensor that goes here as well. So just be very careful. Sometimes these could be a little bit brittle when you take them off. Just be very sensitive, because you will have to reuse them and put them back on the new part. Alright, we're just going to kind of get it out of the way like so. Okay, and what I like to do, guys, to kind of make this job easier, I like to soak these nuts with some penetrating oil. So I'm going to soak this nut, and I'm also going to soak these two nuts up here and there. So I have a little catch pan ready here, so that way I don't make a mess. I'm just going to go ahead and freely soak it in like so. And also I'm going to go ahead and soak the other parts right here. I'm going to go ahead and let that sit for about 10-15 minutes, and then I'll come back. Okay, so the first step, we're going to go ahead and remove this 21 millimeter nut, and make sure that you get a nice long wrench to remove this this nut. So let me go and remove that, and then we'll continue. Alright guys, if you stumble upon this problem where you started to ratchet out the nut, the 21 millimeter nut, and you see that the ball joint spindle is moving like this, don't freak out. If you have the original BMW upper control arm, you actually have a little hex. It's kind of like a little hex on the top, on the side, where you could actually get a 10 millimeter socket and put it in place like so. And you could hold this with one hand, and then you could ratchet the other one to break that nut loose. Now, if you have an aftermarket part like this one, you actually have a torque bit that you could actually put in here in case you're having to struggle to, maybe the nuts really rusted in there. You could use that to have that. Let me show you real quick. It's kind of like the same principle that I'm doing, but for this one, you just get a torque bit. Bear with me. That kind of fits like so, and then you could ratchet the nut out while holding this with a another ratchet and wrench this out. Just want to share that, guys, with you. So you know, don't panic, and especially if you live in the East Coast, this could really get rusted. But like I'm going to explain to you, I'm going to hold this with one hand, and I'm going to go ahead and try to ratchet that off so it can come off. So just a little tip there. Alright guys, so once you have the nut loose, do not reuse the old one. Then your new upper control arm should come with a new lock nut, and this should kind of be free. And let me go ahead and grab a little mallet so I can hit it a little bit here so it can unstuck itself. Alright guys, I couldn't find a mallet, so I'm going to use a pry bar, and all I'm doing, I'm just putting the pry bar between the the steering knuckle and the actual upper bar joint, and I'm just gonna go ahead and move it like this so I can separate that. You'll see. Alright, so once you actually separated, at least partially separated, the upper ball joint, in order for us to actually remove it, we have to remove this. This is a 18 millimeter nut that we're going to remove. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Remember, lefty loosey. So just want to give you guys an idea of what I'm doing. I'm using a ratchet to remove this nut, and I'm using another wrench. I'm sorry, two wrenches, one on the left side, one on the right side. This one just to hold this bolt in place, and this one to just ratchet that one out. And this is why I have that 18 millimeter wrench on the other side while I get this upper ball joint bolt out. So let me go ahead and finish this up, and then we'll come back. Okay, so once you remove the nut from that bolt, we're gonna go ahead and start ratcheting this bolt out. You can use a ratchet, or you could use a wrench, whatever you have available to you. And the way we're going to remove this one, just going to go ahead and continue ratcheting this out, and it should come out like so. So let me go ahead and get this removed, and then we'll continue to the next step, okay? Alright guys, so once you remove this bolt here, just be careful not to damage the threads. Let me put this right here. So next step, move this out of the way. This should just come down like so. Bear with me, let me get a good grip here. Just move this up here like so, and then once you move it up, just slide this one out of the way, and it should definitely come out like so. And like always, make sure you compare the old part with the new part. So again, this is the original BMW part. And check this out. See how destroyed, see how easily that kind of moves. And again, it's seen its better days, but basically this is what's causing that tire to, that wheel to move. And compare with this one, doesn't even move. And this one you could just literally check it, this one doesn't budge at all. But make sure that you compare everything and make sure they're the same length, the same bent here. And this is actually tells you the right side. I'm pretty sure I called my local auto parts store, and again I was told that this part fits the right and the left. So if you're in need of changing both of them, it's basically the same part. All it is that instead of going this way on the right side, it's going to go that way on the left side. So let's go ahead and install this bad boy. And again, it goes like this, the same way we took it out. I'm going to go ahead and maneuver it through here like so, and then I'm going to go ahead and slide it in here like so. Once that's in, I'm gonna go ahead and work my way up there. It's kind of in. You kind of get the idea. Just be careful not to. Here, let me just disconnect this line so that way I don't really mess it up. Give me 1 second here. Alright, so just to give you guys a better picture of what I'm doing, I remove the brake sensor from the clip here. That way we can maneuver it and you don't damage any other wiring. So first you want to go ahead and make sure you snap this in. Well, not snap it in, but just push it in. And then once you have that in, we're going to go ahead and put this in place like so. And we're going to start putting everything in reverse order. Just be careful to line the pins correctly. Do not force it. It should not be forced. It's just to slide in. So go ahead and let me go ahead and do that. And I'm going to go ahead and put the torque specs up here for this nut. And I'm also going to put the torque specs for this one up here. Alright. The service manual does say that you want to go ahead and torque this when the vehicle is on the ground. Just want to give you guys a heads up. So go ahead and do the best you can to do that. Okay, so to get this nut torque right here, the 18mm, I use the Nano Impact 3/8 sockets. Let me show you real quick. This is a regular 3/8 socket impact, and this is the actual Nano 3/8 impact socket, and this is from Astro. Pretty cool set to have. And the way I was able to get this torqued again is because of the size of the actual socket. Let me show you guys. So this is my wrench, torque wrench, and look how much room do I have to be able to put my torque wrench. And bear with me, get that in there so you guys can kind of see how nice and snug it fits. So this is the way I was able to torque this. With the other socket, it was pretty big, so I wasn't able to stick it in there, but with this I'm gonna go and torque this one. So just want to give you guys a good tip. If you guys happen to have a little bit of money to spend, this is like maybe 40 bucks at Amazon. Alright guys, so I did want to show you once the wheel was placed, there's really no more play whatsoever. Let me show you here. None whatsoever. And I don't know if you remember, I showed you, but I had a pry bar that I used to wiggle that the upper control arm, and now that's stiff as a rock. Let me show you real quick. Does not move at all. There you go. Check this out. So I'm putting force on it and nothing's moving at all. See that? Nothing's moving. So again, just be careful. I really thought it was my wheel bearings because the whole rim was shaking back and forth. So just one thing I want you guys to check, and it's recommended to do both. As you can see, this is really bad, so I got to change that one. Unfortunately, they didn't have the part in stock, but check that out. Can you hear that? That should not be doing that at all. Compared to this bad boy, I'm shaking it. I don't hear anything. So again, hopefully this video helped you out. Thumbs up, subscribe, comment. Have a blessed day, guys.